espionage, sabotage, and cyber interference against the UK. That's what authorities in the United Kingdom say Russia is conducting right now. Increasingly bold hybrid warfare campaigns. The accusations come following the arrest of 3 men in their 40s on suspicion of assisting Russian foreign intelligence services from inside the United Kingdom. Why did I mess that up? Inside the United Kingdom. Sorry, you guys know me. Only one take. Let's carry on. The Metropolitan Police, or the Met, that's our urban police basically, they said on Thursday the men aged 44, 45, and 48 were arrested from West and Central London under the 2023 National Security Act, quote, on suspicion of assisting a foreign intelligence service. And news outlets were later told that the foreign it was Russia. They're talking about Russia. Now, last week, the head of the UK's MI5 security services, Ken McCallum, alleged that Russia, quote, is committed to causing havoc and destruction. Russia bad, so bad, said MI5. You can absolutely trust everything they say. I'm quoting again, in the last year, we and the police have disrupted a steady stream of surveillance plots with hostile intent aimed at individuals whom Russian leaders perceive as their enemies, end quote. So basically, they're saying Russia's using covert operations, hybrid warfare. So that's basically when it's not open warfare, you can kind of deny it and you can still take part. You can get people to do it indirectly for you in another state, cause trouble, cause mischief, cause havoc. And Russia's denying it, right? The Kremlin has denied accusations that it is involved in anything like this. Acts of sabotage, saying that the British government repeatedly blames Russia for anything bad that happens in the UK. Now, who's right? Well, spin from both countries that adopt their respective national grand narratives, the realities that are pushed by the government as this is the objective truth. Each will say what they want to say, right? The British will say absolutely Russia's on our case, and Russia will say no. I mean, what's no in Russian? Damn it! Yet I have nothing to do with this. Okay, I don't care about the British, but the truth usually lies somewhere in the middle. Yes, Russia probably has the capacity to conduct a covert and hybrid warfare operations should it choose. But is the UK priority number one? Analytically speaking, it would not be realistic to conclude that. Now, anyway, that's the news. I've already gone into it, so here is the analysis for those who want to stick around. Oh, I've got my tea today. The other day I didn't have tea. My throat was dry and I was talking really fast because I do, because I've got so much to talk about or a lot of waffling, meandering to do. Anyway, here's the analysis. First off, this news reminded me of when Keir Starmer, our supreme leader, the British current Prime Minister, when Keir Starmer was asked what the greatest threat to the UK is, he said, Russia, which gave me a chuckle. Because then he doubled down. He said, also Iran, which made me outright laugh out loud. I was like, this guy? Oh, is he serious? Yeah, nah, it's just, this is Keir Starmer, right?
In your opinion, what is the biggest threat to the United Kingdom?
At the moment, I would say Russia. Iran is a threat to us as well. But Russia poses a constant threat. It has invaded a European country.
It's funny because the UK is currently going through tough economic challenges. America, its main ally, you could say, the overarching ally of all of these Western European states, America has set fire to the economy of the Western world with the tariff chaos and the general instability in terms of legislation and America's role as the leading nation in the Western bloc, the global hegemon on its way down, as it were. That's put the UK diplomatically, economically, politically in a bit of a weird position because they've always had a quote-unquote special relationship with the US. And the UK no longer being part of the European market because we left the EU, as half of the people in this country apparently voted for, that already had the UK in a tough economic position, right? Because the mainland just across the English Channel was suddenly, it might as well have been as far as India, right? Because the markets, the economies became a lot harder to... because you left the EU, right? Anyway, in terms of politics also, The country here is currently more polarized than it's been for decades, many would argue. Analysts are talking about this all the time. You have Reform, the far right wing party in the UK now, weaponizing the leadership of Reform UK, weaponizing the concerns, arguably the legitimate concerns in many cases of a large chunk of the population in terms of their concern and outrage for welfare and illegal migration into the country ongoing, and already what's happened and where those migrants are being housed. That's being weaponized in a populist Donald Trump style manner. And Reform are very popular as a result now with the proletariat, the working class. That's spilled over into general hate and hostility towards immigrants, Muslims in particular. We know how easy of a target they can become if if the right words and commentary are used. Basically, anyone not white is going through a bit more of a phase of being targeted, hostility aimed towards them. Eastern Europeans get hate all the time. For example, if you're from like Bulgaria or Romania or Ukraine, even, right? Because they're not the right type of white, I suppose, for some Reform UK officials who don't count them as white in terms of polling of like the percentage of London that's ethnically white. You'll see the Eastern Europeans are not counted in those percentages. They want British white. Anyway, on the other side of the political spectrum, well, not the far left, but the far left, the left anyway, they've all but collapsed. Many feel that as a result, anyone who's liberal, anyone who's progressive, anyone who's left wing, they don't really have a representative, because the Labour government currently in power was left wing, but now it's seen more like a Pepsi Light, right? It's like a Diet Pepsi or a Pepsi Max, sorry. It's like the Conservatives, but it's a Conservatives Max, a Conservative Light. Many are fueled in this time of uncertainty. Many are fueled by populist figures that weaponize genuine. Much hate, sorry, is fueled by populist figures that weaponize the genuine concerns of people to basically pit people against each other. People's salaries are not going up very fast, but best believe their rent and their cost of living is going up very fast. So yeah, none of that to Keir Starmer and the British government apparently is of primary concern. Starmer's approval ratings by some metrics are as low as 20%. Democracy, guys. Much democracy, much choice of the people. Yeah, so that's not a concern. Russia is the concern. And Iran, don't forget Iran. What in the flying Aladdin's Persian rugs has Iran done or planned to do to the UK to have it listed as the second most notable concern to the British government? How is Iran the concern? My assessment is, much like any country, the government of the UK is doing what is called deflecting. It's, something comes to hit you, you deflect it, you hit something else, right? Instead of addressing concerns of real people, the citizens of this nation, who don't make enough money to literally just live, who don't have enough money for literally rent to keep a flipping roof over their heads. And buildings, by the way, houses in this country suck in terms of size. We have a green belt and brown belt initiative, which means housing is very hard, very tightly restricted, so you can't build new houses. So houses are tiny. It's not like America. But anyway, people don't have money, right? They don't have enough money to raise the number of kids they want, which might sometimes just be one. Still, it's not enough money. You need both parents working, you need to pay for childcare, and then maybe, yeah, you can have kids and have a depressed life where you're working pretty much around the clock in some way, shape, or form. A whole segment of the population are shouting about stopping the boats or whatever, right? Because of the government's failed migration control policies. And the other side weaponizing that, saying, you guys, you're poor because of those migrants. They're stealing your jobs and stealing the welfare because they're jobless at the same time. I don't know how that works, but it works. So, trust the process, right? Whatever side you're on, the government is letting you down, right? In the UK. Whatever side you're on, the government seems to be thinking, right, what are we going to do? Well, Iran's in the news lately. So are they enriching uranium again? They are, aren't they? After we slapped back the sanctions, they are enriching uranium again. Let's go with that. Let's roll with that. Actually, ask ChatGPT if the Ayatollah mentioned attacking the UK at any point in the last 50 years, right? We'll use that as a reference and say Iran is obviously the threat because, they're very close to us, only half a world away. What's that? Sorry, what? Actually, address the concerns of the ordinary British? That's an option? Well, actually, You know what? That actually is not a bad. I'm joking. Let's go with the Iran thing. Iran bad, and Russia, of course. Russia bad. All right, chaps. Hope you enjoyed this one. This commentary I had for you alongside a spot. And for the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin, of course, I'm Mahfouz, and I'll see you on the next one.